Don't worry, Destro. They'll never penetrate our defenses.
All right, Joes. Let's hit them hard.
Perhaps I spoke too soon.
Retreat?
Yes, retreat.
Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh overview. Today, let's take a look at the Hasbro Target exclusive G.I. Joe Classified Series Special Missions Cobra Island Alvin Breaker Kibby with R.A.M cycle. Whew! I don't even mind getting winded, though, because it's good to be talking about G.I. Joe again. Well, I did just get the Amazon Roadblock with his, version 1 gear with the orange, brownish, and camouflage, but more G.I. Joe is always appreciated. Seems we're kind of in a dry spell, especially when it comes to announcements. I think Barbecue is still on the way, but PulseCon's at the end of this month. Hopefully the movie doing what it did didn't tank any chances of getting more figures in the near future. So I'm just going to enjoy what I get as I get it. Big box, big window showing you everything you get. There's some G.I. Joe type graphics in the background. Nice art of Breaker on the R.A.M. On the end, another picture of Breaker in a different pose than there. On the back, what we're used to with Cobra Island, it shows, well, Cobra Island. It always zooms in on different parts and pieces of the map. On the other side is the new style file card for Breaker, where you have to go to the GIJoe.com website and find the bio, and it gives you all the info and then tells you what all this is. Unfortunately, Breaker does not have a bio on the site, so you have to actually decode it. On the webpage that actually says decode the classified series, at the top are the levels. So this is level 2, level 3, 3, and 2. But then I don't know if it's my phone or the website itself, but the icons are white on white. You have to actually click to see what the hell is going on. It's communications level 2, telecommunications level 3. This is cryptography level 2 and linguistics level 3. Hasbro, the decoding thing is fun the first couple of times, but I'd much rather see the bio up on the website. On the top, G.I. Joe Classified Series, the star, number 29. Let's get this open and centered on the screen. See what's going on here. Oh, yeah, background is it? Oh, no, it is a separate piece. Also, you can clip off the file card if you want. Is that annoying? Oh, there's a band holding it in. He was leaping out of it. And I love this. I know it's Breaker, I know it's an individual character, but at the same time, it comes off as very generic in a good way. You know what I mean? Like this could be a grunt, not grunt, but a grunt. It's just very basic, very military, very army builder feeling. And that's what I feel like we need in this line. On the G.I. Joe side, we have Cobra troopers. We need backup guys for G.I. Joe too. I need some alternate heads for this body. Feels very G.I. Joe Classified Series because you recognize most of the parts on here, but then it has some new sculpt too. The arms are reused from Duke. It has the same rolled up sleeve up to the elbow. And then on the left side, there's the watch. Even has the same hand side to side on the right, up and down on the left. Lots of lefties in G.I. Joe. But then the legs are Firefly, same knee pads, same folds and texture to the pants. And it's also Firefly under the vest. It has that same collar piece, kind of that padded look. And there are new boots. Not a lot of fanciness to it. It has a strap up here and some laces on the front. They almost feel like Duke's without the pad on it, but it's not. Then like we see in this line a lot, for some reason, the angle of the laces kind of shoot up and look off somehow. You can't get it straight up and down. It like kicks out. But then on the left, it looks normal. I don't know. But I like how just government issued they look. The chest overlay is also new. It has big old pouches right here to carry communications equipment, extra ammo, whatever. Some protection for the upper chest, straps going up and around. Of course, you're going to get more pouches for smaller things. Probably bubble gum, extra bubble gum. On the back, the straps come down to more padding and just different textures. I didn't notice that. And then the big thing is the head. I've seen a lot of debate on whether this is ugly as hell or a good looking guy. And I feel like it falls somewhere in between. It doesn't have to be either or. It's a dude with a beard and some very majestic hair. Again, kind of generic, but in a good way. It's the head that gets most of the paint apps. You have the eyes punched in, the eyebrows, the beard coming around. It looks fairly straight. I was about to say it's missing right here, but it's supposed to be that way because it's on the other side too. Then some black on these straps, on the gloves. The boots are cast in black. Black on the knee pads. This just feels like he got his uniform, he rolled up the sleeves, he's rolling into battle. I do have a couple of problems though. The vest Again, it seems to be a common thing with this line, but it kills all the articulation in the chest. It's tight. I feel like that's kind of why they went with the ball at the waist, so you can get some movement, but you're not crunching. Another thing we've seen with other figures, and I've heard people having that problem with this, is the tightness of the hip balls. And I've gotten to where I put shock oil on them if they're too tight, but out of the package, I didn't have any problem with rotation on that ball on either leg. I do have a problem with the drop down hip. This side's a little tighter. This side, not that it affects standing or anything. I'll probably get in there and tighten that up at some point. I feel like I harp on it in every G.I. Joe video, but I just don't see the benefit of the drop down hip. It gives you maybe a couple of degrees. And I know, Matt, I hear you. I don't know. Customizing potential, though. If you swap heads, you have more G.I. Joe background characters. Thankfully, they make it easy enough to just pop the heads off. The neck is kind of long, though, so you may have to adjust it a little bit. But you can have some debonair Joes, special operative shades, Captain Rogers reporting for duty. That's another one you have to drill out because I'm actually putting it right on the neck. Who? That actually works. So does that. This is the way. Oh, I'm in the army now. But then I've also been seeing people do this with their MCU Mysterio. Not bad. But in order to get the bubblegum bubble from Jubilee to plug in, you have to drill a hole or maybe cut this off and put a smaller pin or something where you can just boop, poke it into the lips. Oh. Because yeah, that would give you some old school flavor. Going over articulation, it's the now tried and true ball joint at the top of a hinge and then a ball down at the bottom of the neck. You look up, kind of down, tilt, swivel. Butterfly joint at the shoulder comes forward and back, rotates all the way around, hinges up to there. Swivel at the bicep. Double elbow comes up most of the way. Swivel at the wrist, hinge in and out. And like I said, the left hinges up and down. This is reuse of Firefly in the chest, so there is a hinge under there, but you're not going to get much with this overlay. Ball joint at the bottom of that where you can get some hula hoop. Drop down hip with a ball on the outside comes up to here. Back, oh, I always forget about this. So good. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee comes up, ba-bow. Swivel at the top of the boot. Hinge at the ankle goes back, forward. Front facing pin for rocker. For accessories, Breaker comes with this helmet. It has the attachment up there on the front. On this side, it comes down with a microphone, and maybe that's why he doesn't have a Joe Pro anywhere on his body. He just talks right into his helmet. Antenna sticking out the back. On this side, that's a camera, right? Am I seeing that correctly? I love the lenses, how it fades from purple to green. They could have been just clear or molded in a different color, but this is more effective, I feel like. It really stands out. I also thought with this hair sticking up like it is, there was no way this was going to look good, but you get it on, it looks great. It fits way better than I thought it would. Then the colors of the helmet blends right in with the rest of the uniform, while having that eye-catching color pop at the face. Comes with a big honking gun that we also saw with the recent Roadblock from Amazon. The barrels, the body, the handle up on top, grip back here with the trigger. This does rotate, but that made me realize that the barrels on mine are bent. As I rotated, it went to the back and then down. Well, I can kind of get some flex to it. Maybe I'll heat that up, try to straighten it out. We're working our way to the motorcycle, but the gun goes in the sidecar. Is it still called a sidecar if nobody's riding in it? It has a lot of nice little tech details coming around. It's all molded in green. It has these tampos to make it look like old school stickers. Plugs for the motorcycle, the wheel on bottom. It's not rubbery, it's another piece of plastic, but it rolls pretty nice. And then of course, given the holes, you know what's happening next. This opens up and the gun goes inside. But before we get to that, look at the tread plate on the inside. There was no actual reason to do this, but I like that little extra mile. This peg shape goes into here, and then this sticks out the top, the handle sticks out the front, and then the barrels, of course, when you're riding along, pop. There we go. And of course that attaches to the RAM cycle. Again, with the little details, there's screws or bolts or rivets or something to make it look like this is bolted on. Same thing back here, the motor details, just little things that make you, oh, what's that? And is that a chain? Is that a carburetor? Pipe coming back is on both sides, gives it that dual exhaust badass look. But then little intricate things in the inside of the wheel, the brakes or whatever. On the front, the headlight is painted silver. On the back, the red is actually a translucent plastic piece. I wish this was a clear piece, but you do get a clear windshield. Then there's actually gauges with some red paint apps. And then, yeah, more tampos to evoke those decals from back in the day. Instrument cover, American flag on the back, kind of torn up. Looks like it's seen some battle. The wheels are a bit rubbery, so you get traction even when it's flat surface. And it rolls, well, of course it's gonna fall over. It's hard to keep balance. That's what this is for. And I love that it pulls double duty, both as a weapon on the side of the bike and to hold the damn thing up. There are foot pegs here and here. Not the easiest to put onto the motorcycle, but once you get it on, it looks good. It seems slightly undersized, but I guess I also think of it more as like a dirt bike than a full-size motorcycle. You can only get him so far, like he's worried about his posture or something. Still, totally works, and that's probably why I'm not as upset as I probably should be about the loose hips, because he's gonna be sitting on here most of the time. Bend the elbows even more, head back, crunch down. I take back what I said. You can get some mean looks on it. Breaker stands at about 6 1/8 inches tall and looks great next to other G.I. Joes like Duke and Commando Snake Eyes. The best Snake Eyes. Even when the size and there's no reused parts between Breaker and Roadblock, the aesthetic is still there. It still feels like they're on the same team, in the same universe. It still works if you want to veer into other universes like the Hasbro Star Wars Black series or Marvel Legends. For the cycle, it is about 4.5 inches at its tallest point, almost 8 inches front to back, and then the width is about 3.5. Not quite as substantial as Baroness's bike. It's longer, has a bit more meat to it, but still feels like it's in the same kind of, well, this is kind of crazy looking. This is more classic, but it's also Cobra and Joe. That's what we're used to. I think it would work in your Legends display if you wanted that. A galaxy far, far away, maybe? I don't even remember how I ended up with the Mattel Masters of the Universe Origins Sky Sled. This, there may be something to this. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy. Don't get me wrong, it is a damn shame about the looseness in the hips, but like I said, he's going to be on the motorcycle most of the time, and I will tighten them up. It's way better than the hips being super tight, and you're scared of twisting them off. You get that kind of stress mark up there. But at the same time, what caused the looseness in the hips? Is it with everybody's? Is it just mine? Is that a byproduct of reusing the same parts over and over? Is there some degradation to the molds? Is this going to be an ongoing problem? Is it going to get worse in the future? I don't know, but at the moment, I'm going to try to track down an extra or two for some army building and see what the hips look like on those. Because that's all I can do, you know? I just trial and error, test it out, grab another. Well, hopefully it's easier to grab another. I'm hearing people are having pretty good look at targets. Mine came from my pre-order way back, so I haven't actually went over to my Target to see if these are popping up. I hope it is. Now I need my barbecue to ship, and we're just building on and on. Let's get more of this out there. So if you enjoyed the review, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. One thing that did just pop in my head, he doesn't come with a weapon. I mean, I know he's communications and all that, but he's got to shoot at some Cobra, right? Well, he can pull the gun out of the sidecar, but this feels way too big and heavy for a regular dude to lug around. I'm sure that the third parties have me covered in that aspect, so I may have to hunt down a weapon or something.